What informs your faith? Over the years, I've learned people take issue with my beliefs probably because they don't seem to reflect what's accepted by one particular group, religion, culture, or system. Though I seek my own path through many different branches, I'm always looking for a certain agreement, association, correspondence, or consensus. The consensus in my mind reflects my personal faith and belief in my Creator. This usually reveals itself in what interests me because everything I'm genuinely attracted to has a spiritual component. Not everything presented or taught to us as the truth is always the truth. However, if you learn on your own, I suggest you look for patterns. You might come across clear systems or agendas in the dissemination of knowledge. You might also uncover these same patterns within other cultures, philosophies, or spiritual systems that reveals a common truth or control behind any of the deceptions or ambiguities. You might realize the best way to learn about your Creator and your place in creation is to learn on your own and in your own way. God is deeply personal, and while applying directly to everyone around you, the world, the universe, God also applies to you directly. For some, you might realize this is exactly what your Creator intended for you to do, because you're meant to establish a relationship with your Creator first. My basic reasoning is this: you not only exist for a reason, but those things you love or are consistently drawn to, or even any talents or skills you have, are probably the best ways to discover your unique identity as well as your personal idea or version of Source. In spite of everything, hopefully you realize your existence was ordered by a much greater power on purpose. If you believe you're part of a being that is pure love beyond what you can fully comprehend, it follows that what you care about is a part of God's expression of that, from, for, and through the filter, so to speak, of you. Most know that God's expression is far above the mundane. God's expression does not include the subjugation or abuse of the innocent out of bias or out of a deeply disturbing, twisted idea that this is how the world works, or this is what's needed or required for gain. These are distortions. God's expression doesn't seek control outside of itself, only expansion and the recognition of the Creator's majesty and glory. Hopefully we all learn the aforementioned negative factors have absolutely nothing to do with power, love, or spirituality. What I've tried to do in the development of my own faith that I didn't realize I was developing is to be integrative, meaning I've adopted ideas and beliefs I was not necessarily born to originally as a means of seeing my Creator in everything. And naturally, I have to be inspired or intrigued by what I learn. It has to resonate or feel familiar to me. What this has done is allow me to commune with my God in more than one way, but in such a way that I still recognize my God. It informs my faith. So no matter what I study or learn, I am communicating with my Creator because that's who I was looking for to begin with. Now, have I always been right about what I was studying? No. Have I made mistakes? Yes. And I'm willing to admit to them. For example, I do not recommend studying ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs in order to learn the Egyptian Book of the Dead in that ancient, misunderstood, and very coded language. God help you if you actually tap into the meaning, comprehend it, and try to apply it to other systems or use it in other ways. I particularly don't advise that you lose track of time. Realize it's after 3 a.m. and become aware suddenly of the disquieting, menacing, dark entity who is the literal guardian of what you're studying, standing directly behind you, and who completely and fully disagrees with what you're doing. I won't go into it further than that, but lesson learned. I did not die like Champollion, but I also had to consciously make myself forget what I learned. Also, the Lord's Prayer is not only a thing of beauty, but a power tool. This taught me we're not meant to know or understand everything just because we choose it. And this statement also applies. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Using discernment is key, along with understanding what is truly meant for you. Throughout the centuries, humanity has adopted many different formulas of belief. We've often accepted them blindly without considering our cosmological truth and heritage as just one sentient group among and related to so many others in our universe. Some of what we've learned throughout time has been misinterpreted, in some cases intentionally altered. Often, lessons and answers were staring us right in the face, sometimes in the mirror, yet we still don't seem to comprehend it due to conditioning. To close and to clarify further, the source and creator of our souls and the source and creator of the universe is not human, and divorced from 3D existence, we might discover neither are our souls. I wish you peace.